in this video we are talking about how to find slope and y-intercept from the graph, table and equation. Let's start with the graph. Here we have a graph which is including the information, number of months and the amount of money in someone's bank account. Let's talk about the graph first. Here at the beginning of the situation, he or she has $150 in his or her bank account, and then at the end of first month, here you can see he has $200, and then at the end of second month $250 and $300. So we can see that every month he or she deposits $50. So the situation is that. Let's talk about y-intercept first. Whenever you have a graph like this, the point, your line is passing through the y-axis. So it is x-axis and y-axis, you know that, right? So on the y-axis there's a point here, my line is passing through. That point is my y-intercept point, 150. So in this story, at the beginning of the situation, he or she has $150 in his or her bank account. That money is y-intercept. So that is my y-intercept. Okay. Now we will talk about the slope. Actually, we have talked about it before, so we know how to find the slope from the graph. We have the slope formula here. You have this formula on your formula chart, so you don't have to memorize it. So don't worry about it. That's why I'm writing the same formula for every single video. The formula is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, which means I need 2 points to find the slope. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 points here in my graph. Actually, we have infinite number of points, but so 4 of them are visible. So I will use just 2 of them. It doesn't matter which ones are they. So I will use that one and this one. So the first point is 1 comma, my x value is coming first, 1 comma 200. And the second point is x value is 2 here, comma 250. So I will use that 2 points, 1 200, 2 250. So I need x1 x2, y1 y2. I have 2 x values. Let's say this one is x1 y1 x2 y2. So now I will use that formula. Slope is y2 is 250 minus 200 over 2 minus 1. 250 minus 200 is 50 over 1, which is 50. That is my slope. Okay, so now let's talk about finding slope and y-intercept from the table. I have a table which is related to the same story. There's number of months, which are x values, and y values, which is the amount of money in the bank account. Okay, so here, whenever you have a table, if you are looking for y-intercept, you will look for the x value which has a value of 0. Whenever you solve that value, that number is your y-intercept. Okay, if you are talking about table, you will find 0 here on among x values, and the y value which is corresponding to 0 is your y-intercept. Okay, and let's talk about slope again. I need 2 points, y2 x2 y1 x1. So I will use, it doesn't matter which one is your x1 and x2. I will choose these two for this table, x1 y1 x2 y2. So My x1 value is, let's write the points like that, 1 and 200, 3 and 300. x1, y1, x2, y2. Let's use them. So y2 is, so it's y2. 300 minus y1 is 200 over 3 minus 1. 100 over 2, which is 50. My slope is 50 for this table. Okay. So my third one is equation. Now I will show you how to find the slope by using the equation. Okay, so whenever you have an equation in the slope-intercept formula, which should be like this: y equals to mx plus b. M is the number in front of x is your slope, and the additional number b is your y-intercept. Okay, so let me give you a couple of examples. Let's talk about that one. Y equals to 3x plus 5. This 3 is my slope and 5 is my y-intercept. Let me give you one more example. Y equals to negative x plus 4. Don't forget that if there is no number in front of x, you will consider it is 1. So here is negative 1. Okay, so my slope is not 0 or something. My slope is here. There's an invisible 1 here. Okay, so you will consider that it is your slope and it is your y-intercept.